operation that I'm about to do right now. Now, this particular operation, this is actually a flat surface. But the problem over here is that by using a regular end mill, I cannot get to that corner as is required by this particular part. So again, I'll use the option of HSS, but this time I'm just going to have it go parallel to this edge, working on the surface. If I were to open up the operation itself, I've used the option of parallel to curves, as shown over here. My geometry of my drive face is that face over there. And my edge curve, as I've mentioned, is this edge over here. Again, I'll be using a 10mm ball end mill, and I have my toolpath parameters set over here. Now, let's go into my link. Now, in this particular case, I have a gap between the toolpath that's going to actually happen between this edge and to this edge as it's going across the surface over here. There's a gap over there. So what I'm going to do in this particular case, in my link for the large gaps, I'm going to have it go direct. However, I don't want to go straight ahead into it as there's a lot of material over here. I'd rather actually come in from a little bit of a radius on top. So what I've done here is I've chosen the option of large gaps direct, but I've also added the option of use lead in and lead out in this particular case. If I were to take a look at my lead in and lead out, you'll note that I'm going to be coming in with a vertical tangent, coming in from the top with an arc movement, but I don't need a complete 90 degrees arc. 45 degrees of an arc is enough. And I don't need 100% of my arc diameter. 50% in this particular case was enough for me as well. If I were to take a look at the simulation, you'll see, and I'll zoom in to the toolpath itself, you can see that it's going directly across to the other side. However, it's first leaving the material over here with an arc, then going across, and then when it gets to the other side, goes back down just above the area where we have the material left over. And that's how it works across this area. And as I mentioned before, it's working on both sides of the part because, again, I use the option of rotate within my transform option. Now, what's left to do as far as HSS goes on this part itself are two areas. One, this radius around the bottom of this edge over here, as well as these chamfers inside over here as well. So in my first operation, I'm going to use morph between two boundary curves where my geometry is going to be these surfaces as shown over here, and my start edge will be the one on top, and my end edge will be the one at the very bottom. Again, I'll be using my 10mm ball end mill, and I've set my toolpath parameters as well. Taking a look at the simulation, you'll see, and I'll do this slow, the tool actually goes down,